All right, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive.
Yeah.
You know what we're looking at today,
I
right?
think so, yeah.
Confidence.
Confidence. Mm-hmm.
And,
Mm.
especially with like English language learners, right?
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to get into these sources you sent over because they're really like there were some interesting, some unique, I thought, tips in it,
Okay.
especially about this whole idea, like about confidence and its link to making mistakes.
Oh, interesting.
That was kind of an aha moment for me.
Yeah. That
Something,
is kind of a thread that runs through a lot of the research too, right?
right?
It's almost counterintuitive, you would think. Making mistakes would be detrimental.
You would think that would crush your confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it can actually be a really good thing.
it can be. Yeah,
Also, some of really hammered home this idea that confidence is like
yeah,
super important for language learning.
for sure.
But it wasn't just like a general believe in yourself kind of thing.
Right. There was there was this other type of confidence
Mm-hmm.
that they were talking about. What makes that so important?
Well, I think it's a matter of it's not just confidence in yourself, it's confidence in your ability to learn and to improve.
I see.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's almost like a meta confidence. So it's like if you're confident, you can get better at something. You're much less afraid to try it, even if you mess up along the way, which means you're more likely to experiment. And that's where the real progress happens.
So there's
Yeah.
like a general self-confidence,
Yeah.
and then there's this like, I can learn this confidence.
Yeah. Yeah.
How different are those two?
I think it's a matter of degrees. You know what I mean? It's like you can imagine someone who is like super confident in social situations.
Yeah.
Like they're just the life of the party. But you put them in a language class where they have to speak a new language and they totally clam up,
Oh, yeah.
you know?
Yeah, that makes total sense.
So we can be very
God.
context specific.
Like, so then how do we actually build up this confidence to learn a language? I mean, the sources had all these like
Mm-hmm.
practical tips, right? Like practicing every single day was one, which reminded me of this one time I think I was in Spain
Okay.
and I was trying to order some tapas and
Mm-hmm.
oh my gosh, I just completely butchered the pronunciation
Oh no.
of everything and the waiter just like stared at me blankly. And I ended up pointing at random dishes on the menu.
Yeah.
It was so embarrassing.
I think we've all been there.
Yeah.
I think we've all been there.
But you know what, though? Like, even though it was embarrassing, I still tried.
That's the main thing.
I put myself out there.
You gotta try.
Yeah. And that's what the sources are getting at with, like,
Yeah.
this whole start small principle, right?
Exactly. Like just mastering a few new words each day could trigger this positive feedback loop in your brain.
Hold on. Explain that. What is this loop?
It has to do with the reward system in your brain. So every time you achieve a goal, no matter how small, your brain releases dopamine, which is the feel-good chemical.
Yeah.
And this reinforces the behavior. That led to that reward, which makes you more likely to repeat it.
I see.
So the more little wins you get, the more motivated you become to keep learning.
That is so interesting. I love that. Okay, so what about this whole positive self-talk thing
Yeah.
that the sources were talking about?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I've always been a bit skeptical of that.
Sure.
Is that really anything more than just like happy thoughts?
I think it's more powerful than you might think because it can actually rewire negative thought patterns, especially when you're learning something new. Like,
Yeah.
you know, instead of thinking I'm terrible at this, you consciously replace it with I am improving every day.
Yeah.
And the more you repeat these affirmations, the more your brain starts to accept them as the truth.
Oh, so you're almost like tricking your brain
Yeah, kind of.
into being more confident. I mean, I could see how that would work.
Yeah. And I think this kind of leads us to another tip from the sources, which is Preparation. If you can practice some common phrases or plan what you might say in certain situations, you're essentially like building a safety net for your confidence.
That makes so much sense.
You're less likely to be caught off guard, which helps to reduce anxiety and allows you to speak more freely.
Yeah, it's like
What?
having a script in your back pocket for those awkward moments.
Right.
Okay, and last but not least, the sources talked about celebrating wins no matter how small.
Yes.
That's my favorite part. Do you have any fun suggestions?
For our listeners, I mean, just get creative. Treat yourself to something you enjoy, whether it be like a snack or a new book or an extra hour of doing something you love. Or you can even share your progress with friends and family. Even start a little victory dance tradition.
Oh, I like that.
It's just about acknowledging your hard work and keeping the learning process fun and rewarding.
This has been great discussion. I feel like I've got this whole new toolkit for building confidence.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not about being perfect.
No, it's not.
It's about trusting your ability
Really?
to learn and to improve.
Exactly.
And this is a long process. It takes a long time.
It's a journey.
Yeah. So just got to keep going.
That's all you can do. Embrace the challenges, celebrate every milestone, and most importantly, have fun.
Okay, fantastic. Well, that's all the time we have for today's deep dive. Be sure to check out the next episode for more great tips and advice. And hey, while you're at it, why not hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel?
Sounds good.
All right, see you next time.